Welcome to the Taper Fade podcast. This is your boy Santi.
Edgar.
And this is Jaivon.
Yes, sir. And just to say, we did get our new president very recently, and we're here to discuss about that.
Let's discuss, boys.
Today.
Later on in the podcast. But right now, we're just going to hit you up with some, stuff that's going on with us, just a little catch
how's
up,
your week been, How's your week been? And if you want, you can comment your whole week. And if you want,
comment your whole week, bro. We read it.
Your whole week.
We read it, bro.
We read it. Give it to us. And finally, our Facebook page. Finally, fucking Edgar didn't do shit.
And
what the fuck?
That's your thing, bro. Shut the fuck up. The Facebook's your thing, bro. The Facebook page is your shit, bro.
Boys, okay. This is what happened.
Fuck you, too.
I'm a man, bitch.
No, this is what happened, alright? So, I was just chilling on... Oh, fuck. My lips don't touch the mic.
Bro, it don't matter, bro. Kiss it. Kiss it good.
Make out with it.
Alright, bro, go on.
So, what happened was, I was on Instagram.
Yeah.
And this dude, Santi...
No, I already know that was me.
No,
it was you. I already know it was me.
It was... Okay.
I'm just allowed to fucking
just
put
listen.
this shit.
Just listen, okay? Santi... Wait. Why are you gonna say, how do you know it's me when I said Santi?
Yeah, because you're accusing me. What the fuck? How do you know it was
what?
me? How do you know it was me? How do you know it was me? Because on Instagram, I'm just allowed to put up on the story.
Okay, on Instagram, I was just chilling on Instagram, and then I get a notification from the Taper Fade podcast, right? On Instagram, and this nigga was fucking talking shit. Santi on Messenger, alright? And I'll read you the back and forth, okay? Okay.
Listen, I'm not even allowed to message. That was all.
No, this was you.
That
This was
not
you.
me,
Don't even lie about
That was
messaging,
not me,
bro.
Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up.
I don't
You can pull it up
I
too.
don't message nobody on this shit.
This nigga, this guy.
No, you can say. They know who you are. They know.
I posted a picture of this black activist, kind of just giving her praise, and this guy said, "You could never be an activist, never in your life." And then I said, "Start posting on the stories instead of trolling, loser. You didn't even let anyone know that we dropped an episode last night. Cream and raisin smelling ass bitch." And then,
wait, how about I read Santi? You read yours.
All right.
Okay, you ain't doing shit either, and you have more time than me to Krispy Kreme donut looking ass boy.
And then I said, Snapchat.
Wait, what? To Krispy Kreme?
No, wait, my bad. Let's say one more time. And you have more time than me. You have more time than me too. Krispy Kreme donut looking ass boy.
and then I said, Snapchat doesn't work like it's supposed to, but at least I actually made an account, unlike you Oreo cream eating ass motherfucker.
I bet. Let's make the Facebook account then.
And then I said, you said you were going to do it, hot fish, grease, snorting motherfucker. Wait, when I don't even remember saying that shit, bro.
Yeah, and Sonny just
hot
ended
fish,
it with
grease, snorting ass motherfucker.
Suck my dick.
Snorting ass.
That's all he said. That's what he ended it with.
And then I said, if I drug you up, I bet you $20 that you'll tell me about the 34 fetishes that you have. And then, yeah,
You never messaged back.
He never messaged back. So, yeah. That's what pressured Santi into making this account. Now we run it together. And, yeah, it just
like a married couple.
It just took me...
Look, you can tell which one is me and which one is Jaivon. You can tell for sure.
Okay, so what it took was this guy.
No, you can say it. You can say it.
No, let him talk.
He can say it.
Let him talk.
You can't be scared. He can say it.
What it took is this guy to message me and try to fucking bully me. And then it took me to bully him back for him to actually make the account. How have the tables have turned.
Shut the fuck up, you turd.
But yeah, just comment on our Facebook page of whatever your whole life story or whatever we said earlier, and we read it.
Yeah, just message us if you want. We got a page and we have a Facebook.
Message us only on our page. If you message me on my personal account of any of them, I will block you.
Go.
I will block you.
No, go message Edgar on his personal account.
I mean, bro, follow me all you want, but I'm gonna block you or something, bro.
I highly encourage it.
But
yeah, send us some dick pics if you want to.
Oh man, if you message me personally,
some plumbing videos.
Send me your toilet. I'll rate it. I'll rate your toilet.
What Edgar will do It's something different. But what I will do is I'll send you a picture of me shirtless, oiled up.
And each one's gonna be a fresh picture too.
A fresh picture.
So like, if I'm like if this dude's like, what's it called? Like, if you message him like today, he'll send you one. But then if you message him like a week later, it'll be a new picture. It won't even be the same picture. It'll be like the moment you text him, he's gonna take off his shirt, get some oil, and send you a pic.
Mm-hmm.
And his face is gonna be different though. He might be like a little horny, but the next one is gonna be like just serious, looking at you straight in the eyes.
Yeah, that's the only place I'll be oiled up to my body, and then I'll zoom in on one of the like little muscle packs on my stomach, and then I'll have you look at that.
Like the little bitch you are.
Like the little slut, you a bitch. Look, hoe. Wait.
You slut shaming.
Wait.
Now you
prostitute. Wait. Okay. Street hustler.
Where you going with this?
Street hustler?
Where you going with this? Go ahead.
Street piper.
Street piper?
Wait.
Sounds like Edgar.
What would be the best term for this?
Straight piping.
Street piping. Yeah.
So like sewage type thing.
Sewage. Not sewage, but sewage.
Like sewage, there's a sewer pipe going through the
okay,
bottom of the road.
You ever been in the sewer before? You ever wanted to be in the sewer? Never.
Okay, how about we get back to topic? So Santi, how's your week been?
If you were to message me on my Facebook personal account or Instagram or barber account,
or my or rap account.
My acting account, my rap account,
my entrepreneur account, financial advice account, any of his accounts. What do you do?
My YouTube account.
Anything but Shepherd Boy. Don't message me.
It's like Twitter, Tumblr, Pornhub.
Oh yeah, follow my Twitter, dude, because I have no followers. I don't even get on Twitter. But yo, that'd be cool if I had some followers. I don't even get on Twitter. But I actually do.
Hey, bro, send it to me. I'll put it in the description.
I bet.
But go on.
But yeah, I'll probably crack. If it was funny, I'll crack a joke. If it was weird, I'll still crack a joke.
If it's serious, your dad died, is like I still crack a joke.
If it's serious, I'll probably send a paragraph, but I'll try to send like a good heartwarming, joke. Just to cheer you up, hopefully. Maybe not, depending.
Maybe not. If you ugly now.
No, bro, shut up. No.
He's very shallow.
Don't make me sound like a fuckboy, dude. I'm not no fuckboy.
That's like, is he pretty, bro? I'm sympathetic.
If you pretty, man. That's how it rolls around.
Bro, you know what's crazy? You know my barber account?
Yeah.
And it has me with the cowboy hat. A lot of random girls are sending me friend requests. Only girls. I'm pretty sure I have more girls than dudes on my barber account. Is there something wrong? Like, do girls want a haircut?
Ask them.
Hit him up. Be like, hey, so what'd you add me for? You want a haircut or something?
You want a haircut? You want a fade? Taper?
You trying to get taper? Trying to get taper fade?
Or a design on your head or something? Okay, so Jaivon, how was your weekend, man? How was your whole week, actually? What you do?
My week was great.
What you do?
Well, I actually just started eating good food.
Keto diet?
Kind of. Yeah, it was kind of keto. It's like low carb stuff. Like I've been talking about this for a while, but
do you eat pork?
No.
That's good.
Not pork, because I feel like pigs shouldn't be eaten like that. I saw a slaughterhouse video.
Nah, man, I'll eat a cop whenever.
On the game.
I eat a cop out too.
I like.
I don't know about that one.
I'm playing.
I mean, but I do like ribs. I like ribs, so I feel like when it comes to ribs or something, or like pork steaks, yeah. But I don't really eat a lot of pork. I had some chicken and broccoli yesterday. That was great. I loved it.
You cut it?
I cut it.
No, you cutting? Like
cutting?
You cutting weight or intermediate fasting, or you just?
Well, or you just like you're staying on
you just on the? Are you just on the
as much water as possible?
Common sense diet is what they call it. You know what's good, you know what's bad.
Yeah. What's good, what's bad.
I think that's what they call it, don't they? Common sense diet.
I don't know about anything about diets. I've never been on a diet.
You need to get on a diet, bitch.
I ain't been on a diet, bro.
You should be on a carnivore diet.
Carnivore diet? There's like that doesn't do anything for you,
bro. Just eat meat.
Just eat meat.
But there's no benefit to that.
Drink, bro.
Protein.
Drink it.
I mean, there's benefit to protein, but there's like
I heard it like helps with muscle mass too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course.
I mean, but then like you also need carbs, you know, for energy. Cause like just
No, man, just eat meat, bro.
suck my fucking dick. But
you're wrong, bro. You know
I'm always right. But what's it called? Look, there's like no real benefit because.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna explain it real quick. It's like
no, go ahead.
well, reason why like what's it called? Like lions and everything can eat meat because they spend a lot of energy when they eat like with the meat. It's like converted to like you know other nutrients.
Mm.
But since you know we fucking grew up omnivores, fucking not us, but like you know evolution wise.
Yeah.
What's it called? Like eating fruits and meat. You know we don't use meat to make you know vitamin C or anything. We have a bunch of vitamin C in the foods other foods we eat, like you know oranges.
Like
so
pizza.
Yeah.
Like all the pizza, the tacos.
Exactly, like what's
all
it
the
called?
fucking spaghetti.
We get a bunch of like you know
fucking
nutrients from what we already eat. So like just what's it called? Like narrowing our diet to just meat is just not even good for your body.
Shit, I don't do the scientific research. I just know about it. I just never looked into it.
Right.
What else have you done, Jaivon, for your week?
Top secret stuff I cannot tell you.
Alright, so what about you, Santi?
Well, I've been to school, cutting hair a lot, doing my work. Been trying to figure out a way or like a routine that I can go with for working out and going to school and going to work at the same time on the same week. So I've been trying to figure that out, but right now I'm just trying to get my diet situated because lately I've been eating very shitty. Very shitty. And it's hard because I work at a very good Hispanic restaurant, or Mexican restaurant to be specific, Tijuana, and they have a really good food, but it's really greasy and, you know, it's really bad for, you know, to get on a diet. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like a lot of temptation and shit.
Yeah, it's just surrounded by food. You kind of be like, fuck.
Like, do they give you a discount or something, or like you just get free food or something?
If I'm working that day, they'll give me free food. But if I'm not working and I go in there on my day off, then I get like a 24% discount.
24? That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. But go on.
It used to be 30, but they brought it down.
No, okay. I mean, that makes sense. 30 much is a bit much, you know? But go on.
And then I've been cutting real good, studying what I've done. I've been trying to meet other barbers as well, like meet other barbershops, see to what's, you know, how they cut, how much, you know.
Trying to learn like just like
different,
overall,
different
you know?
styles that they cut, you know. It's like I see, you know how people have different styles of martial arts?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with cutting hair. Some people have the style of cutting shears. Some people just like doing clipper work. Some people, I don't know, they just cut differently. They use more blades than plastic guards, or more plastic guards than
like some
blades.
people are like, you know, they're like more like they focus on one thing more than another. Yeah. You know. Like some people like you know what, they just use everything, you know, they
yeah,
kinda just,
and
like,
they
go
have different tools, you know, different looking tools. It's just cool, you know, just to learn how they use it. Some people might be well known for their blending, but not their shear work. Some people might have them more shear work than, you know, fading. Some people might be known for coloring hair, like hairstyle ones. Yeah. So. Or braiding hair, doing dreadlocks and fading with it, or they're really good with their lineups, you know. I don't know. It's just something.
It's like
everybody has their own thing.
Like you don't think about it, but until you like start looking around, it's like everyone's kind of like.
Everybody got some people might have really good design, like they can do really good designs, but they just can't fade as good as.
Yeah.
So have you ever like met a barber who holds the hair clipper a certain way?
Like differently?
Yeah, so like salon, like hairstylists, some people do that with designs. They go like they hold it like that, and they just kind of draw their designs on their head. Like that? Like upside down?
Yeah, like
but no one can see this, so there's like
like this.
They're just wondering what you
like. Okay, so
like this.
So like
you don't have to explain how they hold it. Just like say like the way that they do it differently.
Stylists, when they cut men's hair, is interesting to me because I feel like they don't know what they're doing, but I think they know. They think they know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if I were to do something that's like a hairstylist is doing, I would think I know what I'm doing, but then they'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck is he doing?" You know?
Wait. So it's kind of like,
"What the fuck are you doing that?" You know?
So it's kind of like, what's it called? like you don't think they know what they're doing, and they don't think you know what you're doing.
Yeah. When it comes to their like,
oh,
if they
I get you now.
okay, so
Yeah.
if they're doing a men's haircut, and I see them fading awkwardly, but dang,
The fuck are you doing, bro?
What the fuck are you
But
doing?
then,
if they see me dyeing hair or cutting women's hair,
he's like,
they'll be like, "What the fuck
doing?
is he? What kind of form is that?" You know what I mean?
Kind of
What the
like
fuck?
sports too. Techniques, different techniques.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like martial arts. You can have someone who does boxing, and then someone who does, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And if you see a boxer do jiu-jitsu, they'll be like, "What?"
That's bad form.
Yeah,
and
this
everything.
is
But
really
then,
bad form.
But
But
again,
then-
those people have their own like
Yeah.
strengths and stuff. Yeah, I get
And
you.
then if you see a jiu-jitsu trying to do boxing, they looking stiff as fuck and
Yeah.
looking low.
because they
They're
don't
like,
really throw punches. Like
yeah,
that.
then they're gonna be like horrible form. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what's interesting, and I've been trying to learn overall to be really good overall, and then have one thing that I'm really good at, and then overall, I'm like, you know what I mean?
like a jack of all trades.
I want to be an overall really good barber.
like
That's-
a
yeah.
jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, do
Yeah, I don't just want to have I'm really good at blending, but I'm
everything
not,
else. I'm ass as
I'm
fuck.
fuck.
It's like when I get to this, I gotta pass it on.
Yeah,
I can't finish it.
Yeah.
get
But
you.
yeah, I just want to be really good at everything that I can. So.
in the barber sphere.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. I've been looking a lot into this election. This is the only time I ever. This is like the second time I ever been into an election ever since Hillary and Trump.
What is it?
To be
Hitler?
I
honest,
thought you said
Hillary
that
and
too. I was
Trump.
like Hitler.
Hillary and Trump.
Hillary and Trump.
Yeah, man.
Hillary and
That's the
Trump.
only time I ever really been so like into a.
Oh, and just in case
election.
you're wondering what me and Edgar just did, we just fist bumped.
After saying Hillary.
Just suck each other's dick already, dude.
Yes, dude. I go on.
How about you suck mine?
Kiss it.
No, I'm not gonna be doing that. Shut up.
6'9".
So. I'm gonna discuss whatever later on because we're gonna have the discussion. But I've really been looking into that whole week, because they really extended it this whole week. But I'm not even get into it. I'm gonna let Edgar do his stuff.
Okay. Me, for like the last week, I've been just working, and I'm just fucking working, dude.
Yeah.
I work at, I'm a plumber. I work for a plumbing company, and the thing is, like, this whole week has been kind of weird because it's kind of like everyone there is like most of them are white and conservative, and you kind of just see how these people like think during like the whole process, of like the election and like their expectations and shit, and you kind of see like what Trump says kind of like goes down, like to the like the normal people,
It's like what they say. They say whatever Trump says.
Sort of, you kind of see like what their message, like what Trump's messaging kind of does to them, And what's it called? I mean, the thing is, like, they're not crazy, like they're like Trumpers, right? But they're not like fucking like.
What
Like-
did you call them? Trumpers?
I mean, yeah, I mean,
They're
they're
trumpets.
Trumpets.
They're fucking trumpets, bro. All they do is make noise.
just kidding.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Yeah, like they're just kind of there, but like they're not like I'm gonna kill some people right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill some minorities type of shit. No, they just believe in Trump because they believe in like Republican bullshit and whatnot. You know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
They fell for the tricks. But it's kind of cool seeing it. And now that we know Biden won, I wonder what's gonna happen. If we're gonna get pay cuts or something. It's just like Trump lost, everyone losing money. No, that's actually happening around. But we'll talk about the election. I mean, during the election thing. But yeah, another thing is I've been working some service from some final shit, which basically means like just putting the toilets, fixtures, everything. Like it's like the last part of building a house, where you're just putting all the actual shit. And bro, it's like it's crazy seeing rich people's houses, bro.
Really?
Yeah, like just like going into someone's houses and like installing a fucking sink in their basement.
Like the ones over in Eastboro, or
not over at Eastboro, but like Eastboro like houses. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
these, like they're pretty big. They got like a basement, with like an ice maker and like a wine cooler and like a fucking and like a fucking like little bar sink. And
like
it's
around the ridge of Wichita.
yeah. And it's like you'd be looking at them houses and they're pretty big all over, and it's just like they have a big basement, they got a big upstairs, they got like a big yard and shit, and it's like goddamn. And then they be having some expensive ass you know, pictures and shit. And it's like, and he's like a lot like, is this necessary?
Mm.
You know, it's kind of like just like crazy seeing like you know, what rich people buy, you know, and how their houses are laid out. Is like, there's this one house where it's like a kitchen, and then there's a pantry, and it's like a pretty big pantry. Like you walk in pantry, and then there's a fucking sink in there, and there's gonna be like a instant water thing. I don't get it really. Like you can just turn the water heater, I mean the hot water on, but like it's like a little hose or something. You just, I don't know. And then that little pantry also has like a dishwasher.
Oh shit.
And the thing is, like, it's like only like 10 feet from like the other dishwasher.
Yeah.
And the other fucking sink, and the other fridge, like the big fridge and shit. And then I'm over here like talking to my coworker, and I was like, man, this is pretty. It's only 10 feet away. It's like that's a lot.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like just for this. And then he's like, oh, you haven't seen the bigger houses. I'm like, there's bigger house? Like what do you mean? He's like, yeah, there's like a kitchen as big as like the whole living room area. And then what's it called? And then the kitchen, I mean there's like a pantry connected to it, and it's like as big as the kitchen of that house, and it's just like that has like there's like a dishwasher in there, there's like another sink in that, there's like a fridge in there, and then the kitchen has like 2 dishwashers and shit. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And it's just like, it's crazy to think how much they spend it in that shit. Like, these people are starving and shit, but these people are like actively buying houses right now, you know? I don't know. It's just crazy seeing rich people shit.
Yeah, living like around in the east side, I've always wondered what it'd be like to live in those type of, you know, neighborhoods.
It's just like rich people.
Yeah, live in like a rich neighborhood, or to have like houses in College Hill.
Oh,
I live
yeah.
over by College Hill, so I'm like, ooh, you know, what would it be like? Because I used to jog along that neighborhood too, and I'm like, I would just fantasize like living in those houses and shit, and I was like, damn. Like,
with the white girl.
the white girl. I don't know.
In the sundress.
Probably not white.
Oh, is it just me? No, wait.
That's just you.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever the Lord.
What was it?
Probably not white.
Come on now.
I was driving around where Douglas, just down Douglas. I think I made it all the way to Oliver, and I seen the houses around that area, just around the area over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or actually, I can't remember.
Yeah,
area, but it was around the area that you guys live in.
Yeah.
And just, you guys are not that far away from really, like, not
people.
really rich people, but like higher than
us.
Higher than you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so am I, you know, I'm kind of living closer to probably.
It's like down the street.
I live closer to downtown, and I'm probably living amongst like really wealthy people who are the ones who are living in hotels.
Yeah. Oh, it was not like those fucking like those lofts and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably living amongst really wealthy people if they're living in there, maybe, or like really high organizations, you know.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, you know. It's
like you could see like it's like you could see how the classes change in the east side as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd see, like, cause me, I'd say I'm kind of like middle class, but not quite there. Cause some of the houses they're kind of nice, but there's some shit that goes on in that neighborhood. And then like a few blocks over, there's like some
nice
houses.
No, I know what you're talking about.
And then there's some houses like if you like go a few blocks down, you may see some like nice, like well put together houses, and then you may see some mansions.
Yeah. What's it called? Where like Jaivon lives. What's it called? It's like once you like pass the highway, like going to his house. It's like pretty nice houses.
Yeah.
Like it's like these, like I remember I drove in one time because like for something, and what's it called? There was like these like really big houses with nice yards and all this shit, and like you looking like from the outside, it doesn't look like it's like, you know, like it's that good,
mm-hmm.
you know, because the houses in front of it are like from the street view, it's like, you know, just decent, right? But then you go in, it's like everything's like red brick and shit, and like really nice yards. But then what's it called? Once you start like driving more towards Jaivon's house, there's like variety, you know. There's like some nice houses right there, but then you see some crummy houses here, you know, and then there's like some right there that are kind of okay, and then you see a good house right there, and it's just like but then there's always chunks of it, you know. It's like there's like one bad house, there's like also like another 5-10 bad houses near it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of weird to see like blocks of like class.
I know what you're talking about, because one time I was driving around Jaivon's block, and I went, you know how you live on the right side of Oliver Road? Dude, I'm just saying, bro. There's a whole bunch of, bro. Come on.
You just dox this dude?
No, let's edit this out. All right.
No.
So you were driving.
Okay, I was driving around the main street that you live at.
God damn it, Santi.
Oh, that was a spoon.
Dirty ass.
Just take.
Okay, so I was driving around the main street that you was living amongst, right? And I went. You know how you live on the right side of that street, the main street, and then there's the other side.
Yeah.
So I accidentally one time went on the left side, like I entered the left side, and just really good houses, bro. Like really good curvy streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with good roads.
Yeah, curved road. You know if the roads are curved, you know they're pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Just thick, curvy roads.
Another thing is like it's pretty like I mean just like I interrupt real quick about the roads. It's just like it's crazy how like some neighborhoods like have really good roads compared to other like my what's it called my roads aren't that bad, but like they're still pretty cracked and stuff. And then if you go to like a rich neighborhood, it's like freshly paved and shit, and it's like, what the hell? Like, why does these people get the stuff for free?
Yeah.
You know?
And then I went to, I went to the right side, your side. It looks way different, bro. The streets are more straight instead of curved.
Yeah, and it's like it's confusing because you see normal people, like white people, Asians, like blacks, and it's just crazy. And then at nighttime, you'd hear gunshots, and then you'd hear people cussing each other out, and then you'd see some people running towards each other starting to fight. And it's like, it doesn't look to me what's the word? Conceiving?
Conceivable?
Deceiving.
It's deceiving.
Deceiving. Looks can be deceiving because you would think that it would just be like because even the vibes, like you're just kind of off, but you're not too sure about it because you see like a nice person right there who would just say hi to you, and then
that night it's just
chaos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know, it's classism.
Yes, dude. All right. Anything more either one of you guys want to say about the subject?
Oh yeah, Edgar, remember that one thing you was talking to me about the guy saying when he was joking around about the dude paying me because I was handsome?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. So.
Oh wait,
yeah,
I remember that.
I remember I had something similar to that, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so I think it was a week ago. I was cutting a dude up, and he had a lot of services on him. He had he wanted a facial, a haircut.
A facial?
Like.
Facial
massage. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. He wanted a facial massage, haircut, shave, head manipulation. You know what I mean?
Head manipulation.
You just massage their head.
Oh.
But you do that?
Why you want a head massage?
It's relaxing. Have you ever got one?
No, thinking about it.
I had those little wire things.
Oh, we just.
Yeah, that. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm something like that, but
that
it's a person
with your hand.
Yeah.
I didn't know barbers do that. I thought that was like option, right?
I feel bad for you wanting to do that.
I mean, I don't mind.
Right.
I don't mind. I mean, if it makes the person feel good. Yeah, wear gloves.
You getting paid for it anyways.
If, not right now.
Oh wait, you still it's for
Not
college.
right
It's in
now.
college.
Yeah,
I forgot. Okay, I forgot.
But if it makes the person feel good and if it makes the person want to come back, then I'll do it.
So you getting twerk from or something?
Then I'll do that.
You get twerk from?
If there's
You want to twerk with them?
That's not a service I'm providing.
I mean, like.
Anyways.
The thing is, when you provide the service, and that'll make them satisfied, they'll come again.
Yeah.
Go on, Santi.
They'll come again.
I'm done. Okay, anyways. So I did all the services that he wanted, and he said he was gonna pay after, right? So while I was cutting his hair, he asked me, he was like, "Hey, do you have a girlfriend, bro?" I was like, "No, I don't. I'm not doing that." And he was like, "Oh, why not?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm just been real busy with school and work. I feel like I don't have enough time, you know." He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, if you want a girl, I got this girl for you." I was like, "What?" I I'm just your barber. What are you doing? And then he was like, yo, she's a real good friend of mine, and she's from Cali, and she only dates Hispanics. I was like,
real specific.
She's like, she's not gonna accept anyone else other than Hispanic. I was like, oh, fuck. All right, let me see.
Man, all right, bro. Let me see.
Let me see what you
looking at.
Bro. Let me see when you're.
And she wasn't that bad. She's actually pretty cute, but still, bro.
That was a weird way of just like.
I know. I was like, I was just cutting. I was literally just cutting hair, and then I was like, and then he was like, hey, bro, it's like, do you have a girlfriend? I was like, no. He was like, do you want one? I was like,
bro,
yes, but like, I don't think it's the right time.
I was like, right now, I'm kind of just chilling, bro. Like, I don't know about that right now.
And then he's like, oh, I mean, I got this girl for you. I was like, oh, fuck.
This man's certified pimp, bro. Was he in a suit and tie?
No. He was wearing some Zoomies outfit. He was wearing some Zoomies clothes.
Oh, yeah, like some streetwear?
Yeah, what was that brand with the P on it?
Primitive,
yeah. He had some Primitive hat. He had, I think...
it was like some skater vibes?
Yeah, some skater vibes. I think he had some Vans as well.
Was he white?
He was Hispanic, but he looked white.
He was Spanish.
But, no, he was Mexican.
No, he's Spanish.
But he might be Spanish, he might
have
a little bit of Spanish. But I was just not expecting that. I was like, he really just offered his friend to me.
I mean, that sounds like just like a wingman right there.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, he never gave me the Snap or the Instagram, but it don't matter. That's not like I was looking for it. But but then when I was just like, bro, I'm just a barber. Like, I'm just cutting your hair for today. You gotta chill. I don't know, but I did tell you I had another story like that, but I had something similar. Anyways,
I thought you was gonna get paid for something. Like, we was talking about some pain shit, and he's like, yeah, I got a story about that. And I assumed it was like you was gonna get paid for something like that. But it's still a pretty nice story though.
Yeah. Anyways, this whole debate, the debate of who was gonna win, Mr. Trump or Mr. Biden. And we all see who came out victorious.
It's like Senor Biden?
Senor Biden or Senor Trump?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about, like, our encounterments with other people with this subject? Because...
I mean,
I was
going to get to that.
So, how about we just talk about who we voted for and why and blah, blah, blah.
Alright.
Are you going to say you're going to do it anyway? Fuck you, bitch. Alright, Jaivon, let's go right ahead.
Well, me personally, this election was kind of like, it was very iffy. I really didn't want to, alright, so, what was that? I don't even know what he did, but I kind of saw my eyes that he was doing some shit, bro.
My bad, guys. We were just messing around. Whoa. Back to the topic.
Well, like, I was kind of iffy throughout this entire election, and I didn't vote for Biden. I was talking.
So you're a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not a Trump supporter.
Kanye West?
No, and one of the reasons why is because during the debates, he was asked about his record, and not even asked about the record, but he was right by Trump. Like, he was kind of like, oh, what about the 94 crime bill? This, that, and the third. And he didn't really actually address it. Like, he didn't, and even during the Democratic debates last year, he never actually addressed it. He never apologized. He never said anything about the 94 crime bill. If you don't know what the 94 crime bill is, it's basically a bill that locked many black men in jail.
That was very much just targeting black people and just in general, just causing mass incarceration.
Yeah, and I just couldn't do that. I couldn't see myself doing that because as a person who is very much against mass incarceration, I can't say that I'm for it, right? And then do that. And I'm not saying if you voted for Biden, then you're a bad person, or you don't you're not against mass incarceration, because I understand why people voted for Biden. I'm just saying why I didn't vote for Biden. So I ended up voting for Jorgensen. I was gonna vote for Green Party, but I ended up voting for Jorgensen, and I just turned in my ballot, and that was it.
Like what Jaivon just said was totally valid. I think it's like me personally. I voted for Biden, because I felt like that was the only choice I had, in a sense, because I just.
What's wrong? Yeah, Joe Jorgensen. Yeah, Kanye West. Yeah, the Green Party.
Because
Trump.
I feel like people honestly, when I voted for Jorgensen, I knew she wasn't gonna win.
Mm-hmm. She's libertarian.
What? What's that to do with anything?
You know why?
Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Okay, but what's it called? We felt like I think it's like. Fuck you, Santi. I had a choice. I had a choice.
What?
I had a choice, but I didn't feel like I had any real choice because I feel like any other vote that wasn't for Biden would have been against him in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I didn't want to vote for Trump. I didn't want Trump winning. So I felt like I had to vote for Biden
to get him out.
To get Trump out, and I feel maybe in the next election I might. I don't know if I vote third party because it's sort of a duopoly where it's just it's just Republican Democrats. When's the last time like a third party candidate has ever gone like that close?
Right.
And that kind of sucks. But regardless, I voted for Biden. And I don't like Biden.
Yeah.
Most people who voted for Biden aren't really excited to be for Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I'm not excited for Kamala Harris either,
Right.
And it has nothing to do with who she is and or any of that. I mean, like her like a race or anything. But it's just more or less, I don't like her before. Like it wasn't like before. What they were the only choice we had. I don't like them. Yeah. I didn't want Biden to win. I didn't want Kamala Harris to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like for like Elizabeth Warren or fucking like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders really. But I felt like the other people, what was his name, Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
Andrew Yang and
Tulsi Gabbard.
I don't think I ever really listened to Tulsi Gabbard, to be honest. But what's the other dude? Beto.
Yeah. Beto.
Yeah, all these people like Buttigieg.
I thought he was gonna win the Democratic primary, wasn't
he? Yeah,
the thing is, close.
All these other people, right? I felt like I had more faith in them as like progressives, like people who actually believe, what I actually believed in, and what's it called, as candidates. But when it was just left up to Biden, I was like, well, I don't really have any other choice,
Right.
And I was just put in a tough spot.
Yeah, and I completely understand that because past these 4 years, it's just one of those things where you just have to get this man out. Mm-hmm. You have to make that sacrifice, and I understand why people voted for Biden, and it's just my thing is the establishment, they keep electing establishment Democrats, and I'm kind of scared, since he won this election, about what he's gonna do because people are saying how they're gonna bully him towards these progressive policies, and I'm just like. I don't even think he's really gonna go left wing. I think he's gonna continue his neoliberal policies of just light republicanism. Republicanism. He's just gonna continue that.
The thing is like a lot of these establishment type of Democrats they're essentially Republicans with who lean left.
Yeah.
They're like max centrists. They're barely on the center, and they just never really want to do anything that's crazy because a lot of times they're old, Mm-hmm. They see the fucking civil rights movement as we did it, racism's over, but there's a lot more things that need to be done for everybody, and it's just it's our only chance, and then maybe next election we'll have a better chance of getting other people out there,
right.
Bernie Sanders too old now, He's gonna be way too old. He's gonna be 82 or something, and we can just thank Bernie for radicalizing people and everything, but it's time for him to go. But I feel like, maybe next election we might have some, better candidates, more progressive, more left-leaning, and less fucking establishment bullshit. But
I heard AOC was running on 2024.
I don't know.
Who else? I don't know if Yang's still doing it. I know Tulsi is. But actually, Donald Trump still has a chance. He can run again since he only ran
one term, yeah.
And that's...
I think one thing is that, what's it called? Well, I don't think they're going to let him run again. Like, that's not that they're not going to let him run again, is that, what's it called? They kind of gave up on him, right? Republicans, they kind of just, like, turned their backs on him.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what, we're done, we're not doing that again. But, Santi, who did you vote for?
I voted for Biden.
I
feel like Biden would have done more benefit for me than voting for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. It just would have helped me and my community a little bit more than
just like the
Trump.
Hispanic community.
Yeah.
I mean, not just the Hispanic, but just the community I'm in. It would have helped them a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when Trump was around, it felt like I was, how'd I say it? I was always on edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was just something about, Trump, knowing that Trump is president,
Like emboldening, like, white people.
Huh?
Like emboldening white people.
Not avoiding, it's just that
like emboldening. Like
emboldening? Yeah, something like that. It just made me see things a whole lot more different than, when Obama was president.
It's like racist. Well,
I wouldn't say racist, just that...
no, sorry. But I think, the thing about Trump is he made people who were xenophobic, racist, and homophobic more comfortable with being that way.
But I feel that's very true. But like, what do you mean, Santi? Like, what do you feel like what was happening?
Sorry if that's
no. I know what you mean. No, I know what you mean. I mean, it's somewhere around the line. I mean, like people when they say I'm a Trump supporter and I'm proud of it, I see it differently because the way I view Trump is that I see him as like, oh, he called my people murderers, rapists, sex traffickers.
Oh, drug traffickers. Yeah.
So that's all I hear and see when I see Trump. I just see him as like a walking troll. Like he just says whatever, and just to probably get like in the news or something. Even though he's already in the news,
he's the president.
People are just all ears on him because he's always saying some wild shit. So then when I hear or see someone is a Trump supporter, I just see like what do they think of me now? And especially if it's people who I used to be cool with or am cool with, I wonder what they think of me.
Yeah. I think one thing that's really hard is being friends with a Trump supporter or acquaintances at least,
Yeah.
Because like the thing is like the people I work with are Trump supporters, and it's like they're not bad people because they're not inherently like saying the N-word or anything. They're they're not super racist. They're pretty racist though because they're white, but they're like it's hard because I work there. I just can't become enemies with these people. I have to actively try to, like, I think it's like whenever we talk about politics, I try my best to, just show them what I think and how, like, try to persuade them. Because there's nothing they can say that can persuade me into be a Trump supporter or on right wing. But there's always something I could say that could, maybe influence their thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know, when I just hear or just see someone who's a Trump supporter, they're usually my boss, or they're just, like, people who just think, I don't know, they just kind of have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They just have power.
And I think, whenever it comes to these Trump supporters, the way they think, it kind of I think some of it is influenced from where they come from as well. And, I'm not just talking about white people. In my job, I actually work with an African. He's from Tanzania. I think it's Tanzania. Sorry.
Tanzania or Tanzania?
Sorry if you're listening to this. But, it was me, him, and another coworker. We were arguing about, Joe Biden winning this presidency with Donald Trump, and we were saying how, it's not rigged. You know, all of those votes were pretty much the reason why it flipped so fast was because most those numbers kind of flipped from Trump to Biden, and some of those battleground states was because those were mail-in ballots, and he just kept going on and on and on. And after we were done, I was like, you know, what are politics like in your country? And he said that there was a party called the CCM and there was one called the CHA. The CCM is the equivalence of the Republican Party, and he said how the CCM is kind of like it's like so far right wing in this country where it's literally a dictatorship, and you can't question or challenge what the president has to say. No one can run against him. It's like you're CCM or you're locked up for being a CHA, and a lot of these and it kind of just made him comfortable with the thought that he should support the president no matter what he says, no matter what he does. And he kind of had some biases once he got to the U.S. Like whenever he went to school, he would see like two gay dudes holding hands, and he just thought that was sick. He thought it was nasty. Women dressed a certain way. He thought it was sick and nasty. And you know, now he's kind of going a little socially liberal, because I was talking to him about it, and me, knowing me, I'm really left wing, and you know, I talk to all of my coworkers about politics, because a lot of them talk to me about it too, as if that, I don't know, but he was like, yeah, like that's just how my country is. That's just how I grew up, and coming here, it was just a huge, it was kind of like a huge culture shock, because whenever he was talking to me and my coworkers about it, most of the coworkers that I work with are Democrats or just left wing in general, and you know, him talking to all of us about politics, he would, like, literally, dude, me and him were like arguing, right? And he would try to get help from another person. He'd be like, hey, Megan, tell him, like, you know what I mean? Like, whenever someone they try to get someone to get on their side, and they would turn around and be like, no, actually, Joe Biden won fair and square. And you know, I think he kind of realized that more people in America are
allowed to think differently.
Allowed to think differently, and more of them were in fact tend to lean pretty left wing than right wing, because in this country people were more right wing than left wing.
Because they don't really have a choice. He's like having a hard time realizing that he has a choice of one having an opinion, and to just like what he can do with that opinion, you know?
Yeah. Because when he sees like someone who is rich, when he sees someone who is like someone who's rich, someone who has power, like he just sees them capable of taking control of the country, you know, running the country the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just amazing seeing how other people think, you know, and what influences that.
And like, you know, us growing up, we never think about something like that happening, you know, where like the whole country is one-sided, you know. It's always been like the Democrats versus Republicans and left versus right, and like even though we didn't understand until like, you know, a couple years later. I mean, a couple years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
It's still something that always happened, you know.
I don't know. I mean, Mexico has the same thing. It had a lot of parties, but I don't know which one is the equivalence to
the right or left.
Yeah.
I think about Mexico, isn't it like, it's not even about the parties anymore. It's always about what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Because it's always, what are you gonna do about the cartel? What are you gonna do about this and that? You know, like poverty, or you know, like it's just crime, I guess. Really, because that's one of the biggest problems over there.
They can't really do anything, to be honest.
They can't. I mean, the thing is, there's like there's two political sides, and it's the government and the cartel, in a sense, because the cartel has as much power as the government, if not more, from just one, corruption, like corrupting like their police force, so sometimes their army, and the government. You know, they have a hand in all of it. what's it called? If they could just buy somebody in, they could kill somebody if they really wanted to, and I'm pretty sure they do that very often. And what's it called? The government of the people who are actually doing something, who want to do something, you know. I think at one point it was, I don't know what president his name is, and I don't really pay too much attention, but I remember there was this one president that my mom was listening to, because at one point he would talk. He talked every day to the public about what he did that day, like to help the country, like what statistics, like, oh, you know, we arrested this and this many people, we done this and this and this for this and this, you know.
Yeah.
And he did that for like a couple like months or something. I don't know, but you know, it's always about in that country what they can do, to stop criminal. Because each country has their own problems. You know, us is everything really, but
Yeah.
but it's not as bad as in Mexico, where it's just fucking these cartel drug lords just having just chunks of the country to their own, to themselves. And yeah,
I don't know. I always wondered what a Trump supporter from that is our race why they vote for Trump. You know what I mean? I always wanted to know why would a Hispanic vote for Trump, or why would a black person vote for Trump? You know what I mean?
Didn't I send you guys a screenshot of that one time? It was just like I think it was the group chat, but it was like some Mexicans talking about like being pro Trump.
No.
Maybe I didn't send it to you guys, but I was like on his comment section of like a Mexican Instagram page, and what's it called? It was like something, I think it was like something pro Biden or something, or maybe it was like something like saying something about voting, or I don't know, but in the comments it was like very pro Trump Mexicans, and it was some very ignorant shit, because it'd be like it was like, well, you know, fuck Biden trying to bring communism into this.
Yeah.
And like fuck socialism and shit. And I remember there was this one comment where it was like, man, fuck communism, that shit's fucking gay or something. I'm quoting that. I didn't say that, but what's it called? And you know, it just went on for a long time. It's like where just people adding on, yeah, fuck communism. And there's this one person, he's like, who was like trying to defend communism, like, you guys even like trying to say like, what do you guys even know about communism, blah blah blah. And what's it called? It's like then somebody is like explains what communism is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like to prove them that they're wrong, and like what they're, and like what the government's supposed to do and shit, right? And then when they hit up, when someone hits them with like the facts of like what it is, what they do is they just said, who the fuck gonna read all that? Fucking looking dumb right now. Ain't no one reading that. And everyone's like, Lamau on my right, and I'm God. And it's like, I think these people are more or less just like, they don't really care, you know?
Yeah.
They're just more or less thinking they're just like followers instead. Like, not all of them, of course.
Yeah.
But like I saw a lot of it anyways. Like in that one page, and it probably doesn't attend for all of them, but it was a lot of like, fuck this, fuck that, because like they were actually listening to what Trump was saying, and what right wing media was saying of like, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna give us more taxes, but they're not for them. Most of these people are like construction workers, bro. And like, what's it called? Like, you know, just workers in general. These people are not making $400,000 or more.
Yeah.
You know, they're not in a fucking 6-digit bracket. And it's crazy because they're actually just listening to them. They're not thinking, well, maybe, you know, they're not listening to what they're saying like with a grain of salt. They're just listening to it full take.
Yeah.
And like I face value, and they're just cool with it. You know, not all of them, of course, but again, it's just there's a good amount where it's just they just listen to Trump.
I mean, I actually encountered someone who actually thought, you know, Biden was a communist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Call him a communist, socialist, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what some of my coworkers are like. But go on.
Yeah, that's how some of my coworkers are like too. Well, like the administrators. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they basically was like, you know, oh yeah, I'm a Trump supporter and I'm proud of it, this and that. I'm like, well, they said, who did you vote for, Santi? And I was like, well, I voted for Biden. He said, why? I was like, why not Trump? I was like, well, told you guys already.
Trump's
called
like
my people.
Oh yeah.
All this stuff. I was like, oh well, I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump last election. I was like, I mean,
we voted for him now.
It don't matter, like.
It's whatever, man.
It's like I have no problem with you being a Trump supporter. I just, why did you vote for Trump?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're administrators, so they probably like, the taxes might affect them, it might not. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, they are business owners. Well, they are like kind of like business owners for that school. I
think one thing I see a lot of, like there's this Trump supporter at my job, right? He's like our age.
Yeah.
And what's it called? One thing when I talked to him, and just gave his whole life story. And his whole thing was, man, what the fuck I'm trying to do his accent.
Oh.
But he's like, man, what the fuck do I got to give all these people this money, taking my money and doing like fucking all these like fucking welfare bullshits and stuff. And the thing is, at the time he was throwing things that I didn't have any like actual information to rebuke it to rebut it. So I just listened and just kind of just like try to learn what he was where he's coming from and shit. And he's just going off and shit about like welfare and like all these services and like the war on drugs. I mean, not the war on drugs, the war on poverty and done shit and blah blah blah. And then I'm like, oh shit, I don't know anything about the war on poverty or like any like hard statistics. But then when I found out about it, it turns out the war on poverty wasn't really that long because they didn't really care too much. So again, it's like, well, war on poverty was helping a lot of people until they stopped funding, which would have been something good to say at the time. But then it's like, then he kind of, I think one thing about Republicans is they're really about do-it-yourself attitude, Yeah. They're all about, you can get yourself wherever you want. And because he told me a story about how his mom, like, had, like, 7 kids or something, right? And what's it called? She had like one job or something, and they always found a way to make just enough money. They just barely got by and shit. And at one point I think he told me about like he had like a really bad relationship with his mom or something at the end, anyways. And it's and then he just goes on about that. And it's like, yeah, like my mom could do it, anyone can do it. Like she had 7 kids and this and that. And then what's it called? He's like, yeah. Then like I have a brother, and he's like, oh, he's lazy and shit, and asking for all these like welfare things and this and that. Like and it all just like together kind of just made sense why he's a Republican, because he's sort of just taking the bait on like these people like or just he just likes the idea of do it yourself,
Yeah.
And like class mobility, which doesn't exist, or like it just isn't feasible in our one economy and structure. But again, it's like they just really like they like the thought of doing it yourself.
Yeah, and like one of the reasons why black people were conservative or Republican is I like to kind of use myself as an example, because a lot of times what influences my political views is based on Black history.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge enthusiast when it comes to Black history, and when I was younger, I was probably around like 15 turning 16 during the summer. After I had a conversation with some of my white friends. I don't want to name drop them because they might be listening, but they were telling me how there were like these black Republicans and stuff, because I wasn't really into politics. I was just like, oh yeah, well, Trump's racist, this and that and the third, Obama's good, like just the nitty gritty. And they'll say, oh yeah, there's like a ton of black Republicans, and the Republicans were actually the ones who fought for slavery, and the Democrats were for the KKK. And I kind of started looking some of that up when during June, I believe it was June. It was June. I started looking that up, and then it kind of just kicked off from there. I was like, yeah, the Democrats are racist, and the Republicans actually want black people to be independent, and they want them to work hard and all of this stuff. And I think I'm kind of repeating myself because I think I said this before. But
I already talked to we talked about this before the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
Yeah, and you know, they like to use Malcolm X a lot. That's one thing about Republicans is they like to use Malcolm X as an example that what black people should be. And the thing about Malcolm X is he was actually a market socialist. You know, he wanted black people to have public ownership over the means of production. And you know, I think what kind of caught them was just the fact that he was for guns. You know, he was like pro ownership of guns, but I think the one thing was just them protecting the land of black people, protecting the property of black people, the black community in that specific area. And you know, it's just it's I can see how it kind of messes with certain black people with black people who are new to politics because they just haven't really looked deep into Malcolm X and what he really stood for. They just kind of based off of what he kind of just like guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And just
I think one thing is sort of kind of like the ignorance. I don't want to just like call all black people ignorant, but like it's just ignorant people. Like everyone's sort of ignorant in a sense.
Right.
So it's just like the ignorance of, you know, like Hispanics, white people, and black people, right?
Yeah.
That, you know, white people don't know that even though they're white, they're still getting oppressed in a sense. You know, like financially, black people don't understand who's like really on whose side, because even though the Republicans did fight for slavery, but there was also the Southern switch, and so that's what kind of threw everything off. So they can just go off with Republicans, you know, help with slavery, but then they gotta find out that later on there's also a switch that is now the Democrats. The Democrats were technically the ones who fought for slavery in a sense, not really, but you know what I mean. But you know, if these people learned this, they would know that there is like one side who's actually helping most of the time.
Yeah. I think like one of the things that might have really influenced some of their views. Yeah. Might have. Let me see, bro. Let me see. You're nodding. Let me see.
No, bro. Come on, finish.
No.
Finish up.
Let me see. Just real quick. What the? Why does it look? Bro, it looks so like. Why you doing in that angle, bro? I think. Okay, I think one of the things is Malcolm X. He had some of these speeches where it says, "Don't beg for a job, make one," and I think they kind of just put it in a context where it's just capitalism. You know, it's just when really it's just building like some people call it black economics, like building, you know, an economy where the black dollar only goes to black people. You know, where they're like, oh yeah, support black businesses, that and the third, and you know, it's pretty much just getting away from contributing to
the people who oppress you guys.
Yeah, to people who oppress you.
Yeah, I get you.
That's, you know, I think that's another thing that kind of confuses some black Trump supporters, and I can see it really clear because there's a whole thing that says walk away, and they have really like constructed arguments that really lures in black people, and it's sad seeing it, you know, because I see like young kids on TikTok who are probably like 15, 16 years old, 14, who are black Republicans, and we're like, oh yeah, Donald Trump, and it's just crazy, man. But yeah.
I don't know, man. I think one thing is that we like. What's your perspective, Santi? You know, like on just politics in general, because I feel like me and Jaivon are very into like politics and just the political spirit. Like Jaivon a little bit more than me, really, or more than me, and I'm a little just giving the overview, but like Santi's like not super into politics, and so like, what do you feel like? You know, what has there been any point where you feel like you're turning more conservative, or were you always left, or you just never felt like you had a choice?
I always identify myself as a centrist. That means I don't go left, nor do I go right. Fuck y'all, you know. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can say I'm fucking bitch. I don't give a shit, man. I'm a fucking centrist. I'm moderate, bro.
Hey.
I'm moderate.
Yeah.
No, you can suck my dick.
Hey,
No.
centrists lean either left or right.
There's always
they
a
have
lean.
bias. They have a bias. Like,
But
Brett,
you know what?
Like Brett, for example, he
No.
calls himself centrist, but he leans pretty.
No,
right.
that dude's conservative.
How about
that
we?
dude's hard
How about we
Nazi.
just let?
Hard Nazi. He's Irish Nazi.
How about we just let
He would
Santi
have
talk?
never joined the Nazi army. They would have never let him in. He's too short. He's red. He's ginger. They'll probably make fun of him, to be honest.
And now you understand what our friend Brett looks like. But go on about what's it called? Wait, just tell us.
Huge ass chin too.
That man can take a punch, bro.
Bro, that's your
He can
boyfriend.
take a
That's
punch.
your boyfriend, bro. Don't be talking about it like that.
Okay,
That
so
boy can take a punch.
I was always a centrist. I always identified myself as one, and I do tend to lean left, moral wise. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, don't I want to bring immigrants, so I want to give them a chance to be an American. You know, and I just like helping people. That's just me though, and I don't. Go ahead.
I just got a question. So you say you more or less lean right. I mean left.
Moral rights.
Yeah, more left. Yeah, but like, what instances do you feel like you lean right? Is there instances?
I grew up. Well, my dad always taught me to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I like to help people, I don't like getting helped. That's my problem, because I always like the idea of living in a farm or living in a ranch, doing my own thing, owning guns, shooting, doing just redneck shit. I have that feeling, but
I kind of got that feeling too, bro.
yeah,
Even on the leftist
yeah,
side.
I
I
want to go ride around horses. I want to shoot my fucking AK at at the fucking floor. You know what I mean? I want to hold my gun looking cool. You know what I mean? I want to do it myself. I want to have I don't want help. I'll build this thing on my own. I did this thing on my own with very little help.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
That the thing about farm, like, you want to be a farmer or a rancher?
No, I just want to have my own land and do.
Your own
the
land.
fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I might have a ranch, like get some animal, like a fucking horse or
Chiva.
a fucking goat, a chiva.
But
fucking sheep.
What's it called? I just want to add this, that a lot when people think about like farmers as like Republicans and stuff,
Dogs,
they a lot of times they get a lot of money from the government because of just like
crops and
of
food.
crops and shit, because they can't they have to rotate their land.
Yeah.
And so when they rotate their land, there's some patches of land that they can't use that year, or it's gonna take the nutrients out. And so for that year, they get like some fucking like money back because they're making less money, Yeah. And so that's just something I want to add.
Yeah. Well, I just want to have my own piece of land. Maybe have like a horse or two. Maybe like dogs running around, sheep, goats. You know what I mean? Simple. Just living my life. Doing whatever the fuck. Just having llamas in my yard.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
I think
Snakes, get some rattlesnakes.
Maybe.
Hey, get some rattlesnakes in there, bro.
A little surprise.
Desert, like fucking scorpions.
Some scorpions.
Hell yeah, bro.
Tarantulas.
Fire ants.
Bro, just get a dragon in there, bro.
Yeah, just get a fucking bearded dragon.
No, real dragon.
Real dragon.
Yeah.
What was that?
You think that's a joke?
You think that's a joke?
Don't those actually
Komodo
exist?
dragons?
No,
Do they?
dragons.
Real dragons exist.
Yeah, real dragons.
They
Exist.
do?
Look it up, bro.
Dumb?
But what's it called? I feel like one thing.
Someone told me that, but I didn't really believe them, bro.
One thing is that what's it called? Like what Santi said is like, just I don't want any help. I feel like a lot of Republicans have that mindset where they don't really want any help. Where they feel like
They want to do it themselves.
No, they feel
either
like
die or die.
Dragons, real.
You die or you die.
Shut up, bitch. But I think that shit was loud as hell. But another thing is that no, that they think that if I can do it myself type of deal, right? Mm-hmm. They don't need any help. But then because of that, they don't want to give anybody else help,
Yeah.
The thing is, like, there's a lot of like these programs and stuff that could help these people, like my coworkers or just other Republicans, because a lot of Republicans, aren't rich.
Yeah.
A lot of people in this country are rich. Like, what's it called? I think it's like 50% of our country makes like probably 60,000.
And can I just throw this out there? I think another reason why some black people tend to, get manipulated by Republicans, is because of the whole welfare and the struggle thing of the black community. Mm-hmm. Even though, some black people are on welfare, more white people are on welfare. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of just telling them that, hey, you don't work, you don't do this, you don't do that, you're lazy, you sell drugs. And
the only reason that is because drugs and liquor stores.
Yeah.
That's really it. Really, that's the reason why. I mean, you can say that about my people, or Native Americans got it harder too. They have it worse. They're known as drunks a lot.
Domestic abusers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a whole thing about that, but
conditions too. That's all they can do.
Yeah, they just cigars, I think, or
cigarettes. I mean, I don't know. I personally don't know, but
they make tobacco. So
one thing about these instances where these communities do more crime and shit, and what they want to say is there's two instances oh, well, black people is because they have welfare and all this shit, right? Or it's because just black people are like that. Some people either take the racist view or just sort of attack the
statistics.
Yeah, and it's yeah, black people do more stuff, but it's also because of their circumstance. There's a bunch of sociologists and people crime statistics and all that they're telling people to do, they're telling them invest in more community what's it called? You good, bro? Oh, okay. They're telling them invest in more community what's it called? Things, you know what I mean?
Look at me like that, bro. I'm struggling here.
They're invest in more in communities, right? And what's it called? Police less, They're telling them to do they're telling you to do this, and this because they tell you to do this, and this because it's gonna help crime rate, And they're telling them don't stop sending so many policemen, invest more in this, decriminalize this, because one thing when these brown and black and white kids, whatever, they don't have their parents there because their parents got caught up for some weed charge or something and they got 20 years. Those kids don't have a parent no more. I mean, they're missing a parent. And that's what's it called? When you lose a parent, you're statistically more there's more chance you're gonna commit a crime. And so they're telling him, stop with these bogus fucking laws and shit that are more targeted towards black people and all these other things, and because all these things cause more crime, and if people are telling them stop doing all this, but they choose not to, and cutting all these fundings and stuff isn't gonna stop it. If anything, it might just make it worse, and that's another thing the Republicans don't understand is that all these bullshits. I forgot the words I used, but all these things actually just help overall system.
Yeah.
And would cause more wealth to go through the system and less poverty.
Yeah, and a lot of them are just extreme nationalists. They're extremely proud. They really want to uplift the government as much as not the government, but uplift this country as much as possible, despite how bad some things may occur. And I think the one thing that they're really in denial of is one thing they're really in denial of is just systemic racism. And I think a lot of things that they've said, like you said, they like to bring up these statistics and things that happen. They're describing systemic racism, but they like to blame it on the Democrats. The Democrats put it in this condition.
Yeah.
But they don't call it that, which is really odd. But they still want to keep it.
Blame it on Democrats.
Yeah, blame it on Democrats, just to really pretty much pander. And I don't know. They're really good at doing this type of stuff. I hate to say it, but I think I said this last time we were talking about politics. They're really good at just making it seem as if it's not as bad as it really is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like they're really good at what's it called? What I'd say is like making the small, like the big things seem small and the small things seem big. You know, like, well, like, oh, you see, it's not the Republicans' fault because of this, and this, right? But it is Black Lives Matter's fault for this, and this. You know, they can shift the blame, and or just like less, like just shift the blame. Really.
Yeah.
yeah, like whenever what's his name, Donald Trump was pretty much attacking Joe Biden about his record in mass incarceration. He was like, yeah, you know, you locked up so many black men. You know, this and that third. Your partner has locked up black men as well as a prosecutor. And, you know, it was just, he's not understanding that, well, even though, you know, that may sway, you know, undecided voters or some people who are not too sure, you know, of what's going on or what he's talking about, Republicans are pretty much defending, you know, locking up drug addicts.
Yeah.
You know, they, like not George Floyd, but Breonna Taylor, that was because of the war on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked in that man and woman's door.
Because they assumed that they had a hunch or something that that she was selling drugs in that apartment, and because of that, she was killed.
Yeah, and it's like, what you're saying here is just, you're just pandering at this point. Like, and now, 18% of black men in particular, because black men during this election were the swing voters, a lot of them voted Donald Trump because of Joe Biden's record. It was, you know, lesser of the two evils deal. And it was, man, I really wish things weren't really like this, you know, but to each his own, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just a centrist with liberal views wanting to go shoot a gun in my
Fuck
fucking
both
property.
of those.
Dude.
Fuck centrists, fuck liberals, bro.
Dude,
kill them all. Kill them.
I'm very pro-gun.
Fuck you.
Kill them.
I think the thing is, right, you can have a certain political ideology.
You can't.
Well,
if it ain't mine, fuck you.
Well,
if you like your gun rights, then why?
There was something that Edgar told me like a few months back, right? You can have a certain political ideology, right? But you can believe in other things. So you can believe in gun rights as a leftist. I'm very pro-gun, like extremely pro-gun.
So are you willing to
I'm
vote
pro-military
for?
too.
Are you willing to vote for? What was her name? You know what I'm talking about.
Don't know what you're fucking talking about,
Did you say
pussy.
George? I said in the beginning of the episode that I voted for George.
No. This ain't political, bro.
What?
No, it's political, but like, it's not,
I was like, wait.
It's not White House level. You know what I mean? It's like
Barbara Bollier.
Barbara Bollier.
Barbara Bollier.
You gonna vote for her?
I don't think I voted for her.
I voted for her.
Swag.
I voted blue down the ballot.
Yeah. I didn't
Just be like
vote
blue.
for her.
Just anything blue. Just
but
put it.
I had a
put
blue
it in.
Sharpie, just fucking blue.
You be like, alright.
I actually got a message saying that my ballot was invalid for a reason, so I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna. I don't think they liked how I wrote blue on the whole thing, but you know, besides.
Yeah, I think this election is gonna go down as like one of the most important elections.
Because this is like one of the most. This is like didn't this get like the most votes?
Yeah, the most votes, the most Democratic.
The
votes
most
in
people
history.
who voted.
Yeah.
He surpassed any Democratic president, including Barack Obama,
In votes.
He got
in
votes, because Barack Obama had a lot in the second term.
Yeah, he got like a record. Like it was like highest record rate. It was a record at that point.
Yeah,
and then what's it called? Trump beat Obama's record, but then Biden beat Trump's record.
Yeah.
So like regardless, Trump's still gonna be on the fucking like record list. He's like for like the amount of votes, anyways. But go on.
And I think one of the things, which I forgot how I was gonna go with this, one of the things about Donald Trump, what won him the 2016 election, is he was extremely populist. Like he was extremely, like he wanted to reach some people who were moderate Democrats, and he wanted to pretty much you know, he was very, you know, pull our troops out. You know, he was very you know, against the RNC establishment Republicans, and it was just when this 4 years were up, when he got into office, it's almost like he kind of switched, because I feel like he was listening to a lot of his supporters, Black Lives Matter, all of this stuff. He was just listening to what they had to say, and he as a president, he wanted to still maintain their support, so he was just going to continue doing that, and like just radicalizing all these people into right-wing views. And when it came towards the election, it's just people were like, who were you? Even Democrats, even leftists as myself, I'm like, he totally changed from 2016 Donald Trump to 2020 Donald Trump. It's almost like he's further. It's almost like he's further right, than he originally was, and he just wanted division. He spreaded division any chance he got, because his supporters were divisive, and that's just, I think that's what kind of lost him the election. I don't know about you guys, but that's what.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just, the thing about Trump is just he's just confident,
Yeah.
And like what you were saying, it was just you kind of just got away with everything, because if you're confident enough, you can get away with anything, really.
Yeah.
And getting away with being the president of the United States, one of the most powerful people in the world. Fuck, dude, that's fucking scary, bro.
Speaking about
having a con man.
Speaking about that, I'm gonna have you guys vote for the fans or whoever's listening.
That one person listening.
To vote, who would be the best president out of us three? Who would be the better president?
It'll be me.
Are you guys gonna vote for the independent?
The centrist?
I'm not too sure.
Santi. Are you gonna be the radical leftist, Edgar? Are you gonna be
another radical
libertarian?
I don't think left libertarians really call themselves libertarians, though.
Fuck are you then?
I think I can just say I'm of the left. Market socialist, mutualist. I think I would say I'm more of a mutualist, but I think that being said, I'd be more progressive, because mutualism's never actually gonna happen. Anarcho-mutualism is never gonna happen. So I think I lean pretty progressive, like.
But anarcho-communism.
Yeah,
vote for Jaivon.
Communism.
Anarcho-communism.
Like, I was all over the anarchist spectrum, bro.
It was during quarantine.
Well,
it was during quarantine.
When I first got into anarchism, it was probably like last year. Of this.
No, it wasn't last year. It was.
And then when
Shut the fuck up, son.
It was this year for sure. It was when we had quarantine.
Yeah, I think I know.
Because you did not talk about that shit senior year. You did not even mention it.
It wasn't even in senior year last year.
Yeah, we was.
No, in November? We were out.
I mean, still, he wasn't talking about anarchy at that point.
Well, I think I was talking more about anarchy was probably like... Yeah, I think quarantine.
Quarantine, when you was fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
You was going crazy.
I think...
You were going crazy, bro.
I think it was... Yeah, I was all over the anarchist spectrum, so I was talking to Brett about it like every day, bro. I'm pretty sure he got annoyed. He was like, "Yeah, I don't think anarchism's bad. Anarchism's bad, yeah."
No, man. You know Brett was lying through his fucking teeth.
No, it wasn't. He said it's not bad. I guess it depends on I guess it really depends on what ideology of the anarchism you're talking about, because there's at least like 14. I can't name them all because there's like complicated ass fucking ideologies, bro.
I don't give a fuck.
It's complicated. I can't even describe.
Well,
it.
comment who you think would be the better candidate for president, and who would win.
Dude, I can't wait.
Who would win?
I'm gonna take a massive.
Who would win? Who would win?
I am gonna.
You gonna guys vote for Zorro? Or are you gonna vote for motherfucking? I don't know what the fuck.
I might even speed.
Motherfucking.
But you can just take a shit in my bathroom, bro.
Motherfucking soft boy.
This dick. But what's it called? Well, I guess that's gonna be the end of the episode.
I'm sweating.
Brazilian looking ass bitch.
Thanks for listening.
Brazilian.
Thanks for listening.
So out of the blue.
This is Edgar.
Brazilians look so much like Mexicans, like it's Hispanics. Like
this is Edgar.
You Brazilian.
Even though they don't even
speak
Spanish.
No,
even though they don't speak Spanish.
This is Santiago.
This is Jaivon. Peace.
Fuck you.